Choosing a topic for your online course usually goes one of two ways. Either you have zero ideas and you feel like you're not qualified or experienced enough to teach about anything, or you have more than one idea and you're struggling to choose. Maybe you have multiple ideas, you're multi-passionate and you have no idea which idea to choose. So regardless of what camp you fall into, today I'm going to give you 4 actionable steps for choosing not just an online course niche, but a profitable niche, one that you know that people actually want and that will actually make you money. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in to the first step. The first step is to think about what you are good at, what you know about, what you have experience with. So this first step is really a brainstorming step. So what I like to tell people to do is get a sheet of paper and divide it into 3 columns. And we are going to do some brainstorming here. So in the first column, you are going to list things that you feel like you are passionate about, your hobbies, your interests. If you were talking to a friend, what would you want to talk about? If you had some free time and you are not going to take a nap, if you're a mama, you may be like, if I have free time, I'm napping. But let's say that you are well rested for once. What would you be doing during that time? So just some examples for you to kind of get your brain going. It could be baking or playing an instrument, journaling, gardening, homeschooling your kids, teaching, knitting, painting, traveling, yoga, interior design, learning a new language, web coding, playing video games, volunteering, or cooking international cuisine. So if you want to pause this podcast, you can, and you can go ahead and make a list, or you can do this after the episode is over. So the first column is, what are you passionate about? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do? And then in the second column, we're going to list things that we are knowledgeable about. So your skills, your college degree, what are you good at? Now this one may be a struggle for some people because you may think, I'm not good enough in anything to teach others. However, that's most likely not true. And if you're struggling with this, it may help if you ask a friend or your spouse or a family member, hey, what do you think I'm good at? Like, what am I skilled at? Because sometimes we can't see our own skills. So just some examples are maybe your current job or past jobs that you've had, degrees that you have, certificates, or maybe it's a specific skill that you're just really good at. So budgeting or starting a specific type of business, passing an exam, real estate, training for a marathon, eating healthy. So that would go in that second column. So you're going to brainstorm, what am I good at? And then in the last column, we're going to think about our life experiences. What troubles have we gone through? What inconveniences have we gone through? And maybe what have we helped other people go through? So it can be something that is, really a big deal, maybe something traumatic like divorce or death of a loved one. But it could also be something that's maybe not that traumatic, like maybe you lost a lot of weight, which is amazing. And you were able to go through that experience and now maybe you can help others with that. So some other examples could be getting out of debt or traveling with a low budget, organizing a messy home. Maybe you've done that for yourself or you've helped someone else do that. Parenting a toddler. We all know that can be really traumatic. Building a TikTok from scratch or any type of business or social media platform. Co-parenting, dating after divorce, improving a website, living with anxiety and depression. So right now we are just brainstorming. We are brain dumping and putting everything on this sheet of paper because you may be thinking, well, I went through this, but I'm not qualified to teach others about it, and that's fine. But if you get everything out of your brain and onto the paper, it really frees you up to be able to move on to the next step. So that's the first step, is brain dumping, brainstorming all of these ideas. And by the way, if you're really stuck on this and you are struggling to think of ideas, we actually have a freebie for you. It's a list of 100 profitable online course ideas. You can grab that by going to meetthebowdens.com/list. So make sure you grab that, and then we're going to move on to the next step. The next step is actually profitability. So once you have some ideas on the paper, hopefully you have a few, we want to think about, okay, which of these ideas is going to be profitable, which is actually going to make me money, and anything that we feel is not profitable, we're going to go ahead and cross those out. So there are 3 profitability factors that I teach, and the first one is, could any of the ideas on your sheet of paper solve a need versus a want? So a need would be something like you're helping people make money or save money or get out of debt or get a job, something to do with their livelihood and money, because we need money to survive, right? A need could also be health. So are you teaching people something about how to improve their health, how to live longer, how to have a better life because of their health? Another type of need might be like relationships. So, parenting or marriage or even friendships. Those are needs. Whereas some of the other ideas might be more of a want, like painting or, any kind of hobby, gardening. Now, sometimes you can turn a want into a need. For example, let's say that you love to take your Cricut. If you don't know what that is, it prints like vinyl stickers and you can put them on cups and t-shirts. Let's say you're just doing that for your friends and it's just a fun craft, and a lot of your friends are asking you, okay, how do you do this? How do you work this Cricut? I want to make some t-shirts for myself. So that's more of like a want. It's fun to do, it's kind of a hobby, but what if you started selling those cups and those t-shirts with the vinyl cutout letters? Then you could teach other people how to start a business with vinyl letters, with a Cricut. That would turn your want into a need and therefore make that niche, that course topic, more profitable. Okay, so look at your ideas, think about, are any of them a need, or could you turn any of them into a need? Okay, if not, that's okay. You don't have to teach a need to be profitable. I just want to say that. It doesn't have to be a need to be profitable. There are lots of people selling online courses in hobby niches that are more of a want that are still profitable. However, they are riskier and you want to make sure that it's something that people want. Is this a course that people actually want? Because in 2023, right now, there are a lot of courses out there and there are more and more every day. So you can't just throw up a course and expect it to sell because you made it. You have to make sure that this is something that people want. And this is what we call market research. You are making sure that there is a want or a need for this course. So the next thing that I would do, the second profitability factor, is see if someone else has been successful in this niche. Now, that might seem counterintuitive because you're probably thinking, well, if someone else has already done it, why would I do it? Well, the good news is just because someone else has already been successful in a niche doesn't mean that you can't also be successful in that niche. Because if you choose the same niche as someone else, which is fine, you are going to differentiate yourself from that person. You are going to have a unique method. I call it the fresh framework. You're going to have something that sets your course and your method of teaching apart from that other person. Your personality is going to set you apart. Your teaching style, your life, like maybe you're a parent of small children and the other person is maybe older and has grown children. Well, if someone is looking for a course and they resonate with you because you're also a mom of small kids, then they're going to choose your course over there. So there's a lot of things that you can do to differentiate yourself. That could be a whole nother episode. However, let's look at, has someone else successfully created a course in a niche that you wrote down on that sheet of paper? And if so, that's a good indication that there is a need or a want in the market for this niche. So how do you find that out? Well, Google is your best friend. Google it, look on Instagram, see if there are people in your niche that have some type of digital product. It doesn't have to be a course, a membership would also work, and see if they are successful. Now, it may be hard to tell, are they successful? Because just because they have a bunch of Instagram followers doesn't mean they're making money. So I do want to say that. But it's a good indication that people are interested in this topic if they're following them about this topic. So that's the second step, the second profitability factor. And then the third profitability factor is, are people actively searching for a solution in this niche? So are people asking you about this? If you are, really gifted at something, are other people asking you about this? Are people searching online for this topic. And there are some websites that you can use to see actually what people type into Google. So ubersuggest.com is a great one. Answerthepublic.com is also another great one. We can put those websites in the show notes. Those websites allow you to see, okay, are people searching online for this course topic? That's a good indication that they have a want or a need for it. But then also be real with yourself. Is this something that people are going to buy? Like maybe they're searching for it, but is there tons of free information out there already? Why would they buy your course? I'm not saying they wouldn't, but you're going to have to make your course and your offer irresistible. And again, that could be a whole nother topic. An irresistible course, we'll definitely talk about that in another episode. Okay, so that is the second step. So we have brain dumped, we've listed our loves, our skills, our experiences. The second step is to think about the 3 profitability factors and eliminate anything that wouldn't fit into one of those categories. And then after you kind of have narrowed down your list, I want you to think about what excites you. What would be a topic that you actually want to teach about and help people with for the next 3 to 5 years? If it's not something that lights you up, it might be hard to sell other people on this topic because people can tell that you're not really into it. You want something that you're excited about. Now, you may need to find a good balance of profitability and what excites you because some things may really excite you, but they're not going to be as profitable. So find a good balance of both, but don't choose something that you hate. For example, if you hate your current job, maybe you're really good at it, but you really hate it, and that's why you want to create a course so that you can get out of your current job. It might not be a good idea to create a course about that. Now, it could be if the only thing you hate about your job is the lack of freedom, or maybe you have a terrible boss, but you like actually what you're doing, then yeah, maybe a course could work. So just be real with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Will I enjoy talking about this? Do I have enough knowledge about this, or could I learn? Because really, you only need to be one step ahead of your customer. You don't have to be a quote unquote expert in the field. You just need to have accomplished and been successful in this niche in order to teach others. Do you need credentials to teach this niche? So usually in like a health or wellness space, you do need some type of credential in order to be teaching other people and be ethical. So be careful about that as well. And then, do you want a business about this topic? Like, is this something that you want to build a business on? Think about that. And if you answer no to any of these questions as you're going through your list, then cross them out. Start narrowing down and crossing out, and really think about, go with your gut feeling. I really like to use my gut when I'm making decisions in my business because it's usually not wrong. So in your gut, like, what do you think really stands out? Try to narrow it down to one, but if not, top 3 would be great. And then we'll move on to the last step. So we have brain dumped. We have thought about what's going to be profitable. We've also thought about what are we going to enjoy teaching? What do we know enough about to teach? What excites us? And then hopefully you've narrowed it down. And then you want to think about, okay, I want to make sure my topic is measurable. Measurable means it can provide a specific and obvious result. I see a lot of people selling courses and I have no idea what I would get from that course at the end of the course. It's really like broad or vague, and you cannot sell a vague result. It needs to be crystal clear. You need to have a specific outcome so that people know when they go to your sales page for your course exactly what they're going to get at the end of this course. It needs to be a measurable, specific result. So you need to be able to answer a question with yes or no. Did my customer achieve the result? Yes or no. And if it's kind of like, it depends, really try to narrow down, niche down, focus your course topic, and make sure it can be measurable, objective. All right. So just some examples on that. Here are some objective, measurable outcomes of a course. Learning how to knit. So yes, they did learn how to knit, or no, they did not learn how to knit. Using Google Analytics, helping your child sleep through the night, having less fights with your spouse. Those are specific and measurable. Here are some not measurable, more subjective outcomes that would not make sense for a course. Improving your life. What does that mean? I have no idea. That's so broad. That means so many different things to different people. It needs to be more specific. Or becoming a better parent. That's great, but what does that mean? What specifically am I going to get from your parenting course? Feel confident in your own skin. That's a great marketing line, but that's not a course topic. Like how? What specifically are you teaching that's going to make people feel confident in their own skin? So as you have narrowed down to hopefully one, but maybe 2 or 3 topics, which one of these can you make measurable? Is there anything on there that is really subjective and people aren't going to understand if they got the result or not? If you have something like that, cross it out. All right. And then you just got to choose one. You really just have to choose one again. Go with your gut. Really think about what you're going to enjoy teaching, but also what would be profitable, and try to find that happy medium. Again, if you need some course topic ideas, you can head to meetthebowdens.com/list. I hope this has helped you choose your online course topic, and I can't wait to teach you more about how to actually sell this course once you have your topic chosen.